Hi guys, Varun here from Phone Arena, and here I have the Zenfone 2 in my hands, and a lot of you has been asking us about the UI on the Zenfone 2, the actual Lollipop UI. So actually the Zenfone 2 ships with Android 5.0 Lollipop out of the box. So let's actually turn it on. So you can actually double tap on the screen to actually wake it up, and you can actually swipe up the UI. So pretty similar to the one last year, but slightly different. Let me quickly show you, since we are in a call, so I can show you how do we actually block a call as well. Or actually, we could have shown you a call recording demo as well. So this phone actually supports call recording. Call recording functionality is built into the OS itself or into the UI. So for example, I can just add this number to the block list and no longer receive any calls. Very similar to what Xiaomi has done with their Mi UI. And what you see here is a user icon, which is pretty cool. So actually, I think KitKat brought in this, and Lollipop has done even more support for multi-user login. So we have seen it on tablets, but actually first time I'm personally seeing it on a phone. So you have a owner mode here and also a guest mode. Always we are at this kind of irritating thing which happens every day, especially to us when we review phones. Everybody wants to play with the new device we have, but then we have our personal SIM card in there and we are like kind of uncomfortable to handing it out to somebody. So as of now, you have this is a dummy SIM card I have here, so there's only a couple of SMSs, so nothing great here, but still I don't want anybody to get access to it. So let me just turn it on to the guest mode. So there's actually a separate user itself. You see once I unlock it, so even the settings are kind of different, so everything is different. You see I had a the mode for one-handed in my user mode, but here the custom settings are different. So you see the glove mode here, and let me actually go to the SMSs and show you that my SMSs are not here because it's a separate user, so you don't actually see those SMSs here. Awesome in terms of privacy, and also call logs, nothing is available from here. It's probably the calls are available, I guess, or maybe I even took these calls from so let's actually try that now. Let's try taking a call from the guest mode. Let's call customer care. Okay, let's call customer care and see if we can see it from the user mode. So everything is separate except for the calls. I guess everything else is separate in terms of the settings, the apps. We had so many apps on our main owner screen, so all that is not here. So we had so many games and benchmarks on the main login. So this is actually a guest login. So let's actually see if we can create another user as well. So let's move over to the owner mode. So guests can't create more users, but the owner can actually create more users as well. So it's pretty cool. So this is what it says. When you add a new user, that person needs to set up their own space. Any user can update apps for all other users. So the apps are common, I guess, but I'm thinking the shortcuts are hidden some way. So this is that. Let's actually go back to the call screen and see. Okay, the calls are being routed visible from both the logins, but the SMSs are not visible, and even the browser and apps. So that is one thing. So as you can see, this is running on Lollipop. You can see the multitasking, pretty fluid and nice under the hood. So not any visible lag here. Seems pretty fluid, and this has only like 2 GB of RAM on this version. And they've also actually preloaded Clean Master, I guess, for cleaning up the device of memory. Let's actually check that tool as well. So you can get about 256 MB of boost. So we said about 150. So let's actually go back to the app screen and check how much is the free RAM here. So you have about 1 GB of RAM remaining, not too bad. So the call recording, let's actually go back to that. That was a really cool feature I really liked on this device. So let's actually go back to that. The recording has been saved. Check recording in sound recorder. So that's something which is recorded out of the device itself and not something through the microphone or something. So the quality is pretty good, and this is something very useful, especially for today's age where you get so many prank calls and false marketing calls. Pretty useful to have this feature. So another thing I really liked was something called screen pinning. So for instance, say somebody you're using a phone for, say, even playing a game. So for example, we're playing a game, say Riptide GP2 here. One of the most irritating things while gaming is that when you're trying to play a game at full speed, you do something and it comes back to the home screen and the game crashes or something by probably human error or something of that sort. So what you can actually do is there's something called screen pinning here. So you can actually pin locks the display in a single view. So this app is being pinned now, and there's no way you can get out of it apart from using a shortcut. So the shortcut for getting out of this is like using the back key and the menu key together. So apart from that, you can actually not get out of this view, do anything. Probably only rebooting the phone might do it, but you do like hit the home key multiple times. So it says to unpin the screen, touch and hold back to overview at the same time. Go back now. I want to get out of this game. Enough of gaming. Very useful if you want to give it to somebody, just do something. So it's unpinned now. So now I can go back to the normal functionality. This is a pretty cool feature, very useful. Somebody might ask you for your phone for borrowing, for browsing or something, and then you find them, they're fiddling with your messages or something. So this is kids mode. So what you can actually do is, I've actually set it up already. So you want to only allow the kid to play, say, a game, listen to some music. This is actually a cool app called Mirror. So you see Siraj here on the camera. So you can actually use it as a mirror for yourself with the front facing camera. So you have YouTube. So these are the only apps the kid can actually use. So this gives you a lot of control if you're a parent, and you can exit, you can set up a pin. You want to exit this, so I've set up a pin. So you can't say for example do anything apart from browse YouTube. So for example, you can browse YouTube, watch videos, and then that's about it. The moment you hit back, it comes back to the kids mode home screen. Pretty nicely done. I think many other phones have it also nowadays, I think including Samsung phones. But actually let's get out of this. So it gets you out of the kids mode. There's something called mode here, like a reading screen mode. For example, there's a balance mode, reading mode, vivid mode, and customized mode. Balance mode looks like the default one. Say you're on a balance mode now. The moment you go into a reading mode, it turns down the brightness a bit and also increases the yellow tinge, so makes it a little bit comfortable on the eyes to read. So that's something. So you can also change it to a vivid mode as well. So these are the modes available: balance, reading, vivid, and customized. You can set up the hue, saturation, and color temperature. So this is something. And so coming to the multitasking, so this is okay. You have the home key. This is not backlit, this is just capacitive keys. So yeah, you hold and drag it on to Google. So you have a shortcut for Google now there. So that's the pinning I already showed you. This is actually kill all apps, and this is a shortcut to the running services screen. Let's go into preferences. So you can do you can change the scroll animation, scrollable wallpaper. You can actually change the icon packs as well. So I think I downloaded a bell icon pack here yesterday. I'm going to be just applying that. So the moment I apply that, the icons change, and you can see the phone looks slightly different. So you can actually change the scroll effects as well. So for example, I think it's in a cube right now, so let's change it to flip. Seems pretty smooth for a device with just 2 GB of RAM. I'm not sure how the 4 GB version will be like. This is one that's just blazing fast. So I'm going to be trying out Asus Zenfone, so basically gesture based. So phone screen is off and still I want to say make a call. What I do is just tap V, goes to the dialer directly, and let's try something else. There was C for camera. I think I have to turn off the screen. So it opens the camera. So pretty cool stuff. The Zen, I think Oppo phones also had this in the past as well. So nothing totally new, but still pretty nicely done. And something else also I was trying out and actually found out that it does support 128 GB cards as well, whereas on the box specifications say support for only 64 gigs. I did see that my 128 gig standard card did work. So there's something called ultra saving mode, which reduces the power consumption. So right now it's in the ultra saving mode, so it actually turns off the vibration and the touch sensitivity here as well. So you only get the touch, but you don't get the vibration feedback, tactile feedback. So that's about it, guys. So that was the Asus Zenfone 2 and the new Zen UI, and it's running on Android 5.0 Lollipop.